thorough, simple, easy to understand explanations of how to use and navigate employee self-service, and the different options they have there.
Welcome back, folks. This is episode 141. It's about payroll. And we're gonna have some fun today and talk about AI and what we expect in payroll, or we want in payroll. Funny, interesting words that Walt chose. But before that, what's up, Walt? How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm okay. I'm okay. No complaints over here. Just really trying to remain humble, grateful, and motivated and focused.
No doubt.
And you, Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm finally feeling like I'm coming out of my restful slumber.
Out of the pit stop, huh?
Yeah. It was 2 months and change pit stop. But it is what it is.
Yeah, man.
And feeling good and getting excited and a bunch of things on the horizon for us, some fun things. This will post after Friday, but look out on LinkedIn because we're going to start a series of free webinars on free webinars we're going to do with our teaching partners, right? Our presenting partners, Career Learning. That's going to be on Fridays, lunchtime type deal. And
Right.
we're going to start going live on Fridays where it's about your paycheck and just, trying to help people out with paycheck questions and concerns. We will have some topics to talk about for that. So I'm getting, as we build up the live deal, we'll be giving away gift cards to Amazon.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
You know what I mean? Come and check us out, help us out and build this, just want to help people really our whole goal for building this company was to empower people, whether it be the payroll professionals or, employees, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Me too. Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it before
events.
Yeah, before the main topic, I'm gonna start us off and cover some current events.
Yeah. So mine is a little bit more heartfelt. We usually come with some articles and stuff like that. I just want to talk about what's going on. And some of you that may listen to the show may have been impacted, or someone in your circle or someone may have been impacted by what's going on in LA. Just want to send our thoughts and prayers out to those people over there. And it's easy for us to keep going, with the day-to-day things and, keep going with our normal processes because we're not impacted, right?
Yeah. Yep. Out of sight, out of mind. Yep.
Out of sight, out of mind. And we just, we look at pictures and stuff like, oh man, and then we just move on because life has to be lived, right? But, doesn't mean we can't help, in our own ways, even though they're on the other side of the country, there's ways that you and I can help, and those people that are listening can help too, whether you donate some money, donate some time, energy, whatever you do, even if it's a prayer.
Yeah, no doubt.
Something, and we can't forget something you said earlier during the introduction is that it's about people. And that's what IAP stands for. It's about people.
One of its meanings. Yeah.
And that's what I want us to remember and hold on to before we get into the show. So that's what I have for today.
No doubt. Yeah, that's awesome. So I found a really great article about payroll. There is a research firm out there that put out a bunch of really good guides designating the top software providers and just trends and things like that. And I found a quote. Of course, the link will be in the show notes, but I found this awesome quote from the article. And it says, the future of payroll is not just about processing payments. It's about creating a more agile, compliant, and worker-centered function that supports the long-term success of the organization. Now is the time for organizations to take the next step and make payroll a driving force for positive change. This has been quoted by Mr. Mark Smith, who is a partner of software research at ISG, and the company that put out the basically research papers and guides. You know, there is a demand for dynamic real-time solutions that can handle the tax implications of employees working across state and national borders. And the rise of real-time payroll is requiring enterprises to make rapid adjustments. We talk about that all the time, that real-time payroll piece that's really changing the way we process. And, great topic to be mindful of and to cover. We put it on our list, and maybe it'll be the
Yep.
next episode. The and just to cap this off, the ISG payroll management buyer's guide, produced by ISG Software Research, formerly known as Ventana Research, identify two trends that are setting new expectations for payroll systems: the rise of real-time payroll, which allows workers to access their earned wages rather than waiting for the pay period to end. And not only the pay period, the pay date, because pay days after the pay period. So, waiting for your money. And the increasing use of AI and machine learning to detect anomalies in payroll data, ensure compliance with local laws, and forecast payroll expenses based on historical data. So amazing. I mean, go get this link. If you are someone that is like loves to learn and research things, this is great. Like already got pulled into the site and like going to get the guides, and I already emailed myself one of the guides, and there's several on the website. The link in the show notes has to the article has a link, and the article has the link to the guides and the website. So go check it out. And I'll leave it at this because again, so much good information. Two things. They designated the top 3 software providers as leaders in each category for the 2024 study, and the leading providers are ranked in order: payroll management, ADP, Oracle, UKG; global payroll, ADP, Oracle, UKG; international payroll, ADP, Oracle, UKG; multi-country payroll. I feel like global, international, multi-country are all the same thing, but ADP, Oracle, UKG, and US payroll, ADP, Oracle, and UKG. So, I'm hope I didn't dig in, or are they ranked that way because those 3 are the biggest supporters? Who knows? I'm hoping it's a independent study, but go ahead. Like, we
Over
all
our
need to go
minds.
ahead and dig in. Right? It's unbiased. Hopefully, it's unbiased. Exactly. But yeah, really good info. And again, it just kind of great segue into today's conversation about AI, yeah, check it out. Is really, one of the things, I opened the guide real quick because again, I just easily go down these rabbit holes. And I wonder if I still have it up. Do I? Maybe. Nope. It started talking about how payroll systems could be used as a communication device to employees.
Yep.
And organizations always struggle on how to figure out how to communicate effectively with their employees, because you really can't force communication. You have to get their opt in. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some ways I guess you can kind of force it, but to really engage and to get back and forth in that engagement, you really you gotta get, meaning you gotta opt in. Like, if you want to use an app, and if you want to like set up
Mhm.
an app for the whole company to use, they gotta opt into that. You know what I mean?
Or think about it like this in terms of text messages that you get, right? How you'll go to a website, some service, whatever it may be, and you put
Yep.
your email and stuff in, you put your contact info in, they send you a text to
Yep.
your number, and you're gonna say stop.
Yes.
Maybe that will be one of the options that a company can do. Like, hey, so an employee doesn't want to get pinged all day, every day from their employer or the job, and they can just click stop. But that information will be sent back to the job. Say, hey, this employee elected to not no longer receive text notification.
But that's my point.
Yeah,
It's hard. You can't force it. You know what I mean? Well, you really need, but if they clock in through the your payroll app, and they have to log on to the page to clock in,
they clock it through ESS.
right? Now you have kind of a forced engagement, right? Because they have to go to that landing page to clock in.
Well,
And You could
how many
use it.
times I hear what you're saying. I think companies should, in terms of communication, should communicate in multiple ways and
Oh
not
yeah,
just
for sure.
say,
But
put it on the act
you
like you're
have to.
saying
Yeah.
via text, email, whatever it may be.
But see, that's the thing. They can opt out of the other things. So
Yeah.
yes, you could try multiple channels, but what's a really good way to kind of corner them is do it through their pay system. You know what I mean? Because at some point they're going to engage, whether it be requesting PTO, going to see their pay stubs. Here's W-2 time. I need
Are
my,
you
or
saying,
I'm already getting the
are
calls.
you saying a forced pop up? So as they log in, a
Yeah,
pop up will be there.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
You got a captivated audience through the payroll system, right? They
Yes.
have to at some point interact with that payroll system, and depending on how you set things up, it may be more often than not. So I think it's a good idea. So anywho, let's pay some bills before we get into talking about some AI stuff. Have fun with that. Shout out to Time Track Go. If you're tired of messy timesheets or complicated time clock software, Time Track Go is an intuitive solution that makes managing employee hours simple and efficient. But don't take our word for it. Customers have given Time Track Go a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Capterra, and they have been awarded badges for best ease of use and best customer support again in 2024. Here's what customers are saying: great value, best clock in app on the market, great time clock for the modern office, intuitive and efficient, simple to use, and priced right. Most importantly, customer support is awesome.
Often more important, customer support is kind of what can keep somebody with you,
Yep,
even if systems go
that's
down,
right.
things
That's right.
happen. Like you have
That's
good
right.
customer support, then
It
that can
changes the
change
way. That's right.
everything. So shout out to Contract Go. To learn more about a simply better solution for time tracking, real time reporting, PTO automation, payroll integrations, and more, go visit www.timetrackgo.com. That's TIMETRAK go.com and start your 14-day free trial today. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, man, let's get into it. So, what do you want or expect from, I guess it's more so want for you as I'm
It's
looking at
what
your
it's right.
list.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly because
So,
I
so what,
because
what
I
do you
pointed it
want?
out. Walt and Walt's preparation. He says, "What do we expect, or how do we expect or want?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, vastly different." 'Cause you get me caught up easily on words. So
I know I did both.
I don't
Through
expect
both.
anything. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's easy. From one is easy. I don't know what to expect. I have no
Right.
idea. What I want is the following. I want full voice commands with this system. I want it to learn respectively the business that you're in, right? Whatever company you work for, I
Right.
want it to learn that business so that it can begin to be proactive and make suggestions on data variances. So, for instance, the reports to I'm just again, these are just a few things I'm naming. I'm sure there's more.
Yeah.
Like who reports to who, right? That becomes a big issue when you're approving time cards and approving PTO and
Yeah.
approving anything. If you have ESS if you have employee self-service and manager self-service, the reports to is critical. So it's like, tell me if there any voids, tell me if everything looks right. Like if everybody in a particular location reports to Bob, but there's one person that reports to Chris, wait a minute, that might be wrong, right? So
Yeah.
tell me little things like that. Of course you can do it in Excel and you could, right? But no, I want to speak it. Hey, find me this report, and not even speak it. After a while, I want it to learn so that it's telling me every time I log in, "Hey Brian, I found a bunch of stuff you would be interested in.
Yep.
Let's You ready to review?" Yes,
Yep.
I am. Let's go. Employee classifications, right? Are there any things as we talk about employee classifications all the time: exempt, non-exempt, salary, hourly, 1099, contractors, gig workers, what temporary, seasonal, all these things, right?
So,
Fine.
so,
What's up?
So, about go ahead. I think you're about to explain. I was going to
No,
ask
no,
you a
no.
question, but I think you're
No,
about
go
to.
ahead. About that, go
So,
ahead.
what? So you're saying you wanted for these things that you're naming right now, you wanted to make suggestions based on these things.
I wanted to go find the discrepancies.
Okay.
Find possible discrepancies, right?
Okay.
You got 1,000 employees, they all have an employee classification.
Okay.
I wanted to start learning what might be off. You know,
Yeah.
one of the things that I use in my audit for employee classification is, and one of them I think is unique to ADP,
Yep.
where ADP shows you a per pay period amount
Yep.
differently for salary than it does for hourly. Hourly, it shows you in their hourly rate. For salaried, it shows you annual divided by 26 or 24 or whatever your
Yeah.
division is, right? However many
Yeah.
times you get paid. Now, I use that data point to validate the employee classification
Mhm.
because it's 3 data points I look at when I'm doing employee classification audits.
Yep.
That per period amount, hourly salary flag, exempt status, exempt, non-exempt, and then actually, if you have other things and other, like it could be a pay class because of your time and attendance system, you have that could be another data point that
Mhm.
has to be right and has to match everything. Your benefit eligibility class
There's so many
could be
different
another one.
ratings, man. So many different
Well, just
levels.
employee classifications I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking
What
about.
what data points help you understand which is right, and then again, I use that per pay period one to validate the other ones because if you're salaried, how can I say if all the other ones say salary, but your per pay period amount is hourly, you're gonna that it's wrong. Like you're gonna the employee's probably gonna pick that up really quick. Like, hey, wait a minute, I'm not getting paid right? As vice versa, maybe not. If you're salaried or if you're hourly and you're set up as salaried, employee may not complain because they might be on some auto pay and they're just getting paid and they're not saying anything. So again, but see, point is, I want AI to figure all that shit out and tell me, right?
Yeah.
Direct deposit information. You all right over there? You juggling? Direct deposit information, right? Show me whatever I need to. Oh, a good one is show me who's been on direct deposit for more than 2 pay periods because you know what? I need them to get off of live checks and onto direct deposit. Like if you want to push a direct deposit campaign,
The
right?
person who hasn't been on direct deposit.
Show me who has gone more than 2 paychecks since hired, like if without direct being on direct deposit,
Okay.
right? Or whatever. Show me the whatever the data point is. Clean up unused codes, right? If you have a earning code library and a deduction code library, and you only use a few of them, hey, tell me which ones I haven't used this year. I haven't used in the last 12 months. Again, these are all things you can run manually, but I want to
Yeah.
just speak it. I want to teach the system and start it for it to feed me this information and
Okay.
tell me when it's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it avoids having to run these periodic audits on a scheduled basis. The AI is doing it all the time in real time. And every time you log in,
Mm-hmm.
it's telling you, it's giving you an update or however you want it, right? You could say, hey, text me, set it up to be like, hey, you know what? I want you to text me when this happens. Or with this, you know what? Leave it to logging in, leave this to that, whatever. Missing data points, which could be critical. You need people can't log in or can't do something because the automatic pay, like I said, salary, flag for systems usually has they're salaried, but you usually have to set up kind of
Mm-hmm.
click that auto pay as well
Yeah.
for it to work. If that data point is missing, that salary person is not going to get paid.
Yep.
Proration, as we talk about salary, automate the prorate, like really nail that onboarding, offboarding prorated salaried person to like based on their start date and where we are in the pay period, you cut their check properly. I ain't got to manually figure it out. Some systems have a tool, but I mean, I've literally talked to some vendors and they're like, "Oh, I don't really like how it works," and blah 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 blah. That like that's crazy. So anyway, that's what I want the AI to do for me. What else? audit reports for audit reports from separate sources against the system data, right? I want to feed in a report from operations. I just got a report from operations saying where all the store numbers and employees are. All right, cool. Run that against the system and show me, you know, are there any store numbers on this file that aren't in the system, and vice versa? Because then something's off, right? Reports to that operations report had store managers and regionals validate against the system for me. Like, I don't want to do the work. You do it. Here's the data. You do it. AI build reports on historical data. Look back, and this got me thinking about celery.com, like the vegetable
Mhm.
celery.com, as they offer a service, right, that looks back at your payrolls, and then it suggests some places where you may be missing or overlooking as far as data trends, anomalies, all those type of things. Tell me what parts of the software are underutilized. Tell me what I'm not using. Tell me where there may be some room that the opposite, where I need to upgrade. Hey, I see you using this a lot and blah, blah, blah. You might benefit from this upgrade that we have. Um, Create input exception batches based on voice or emails, right? Maybe I can talk it like, hey, system, please pay Bill Smith, employee number, blah, 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 a bonus of blah, blah, blah on the next payroll. Thanks. Or I could text it to my AI and it's building the batch as I give it
Sure.
key information, right? Because to build a batch, or you look at an EPIP file or an upload file from any software payroll vendor, all they need is the ID number, the earn
Mhm.
code, the amount, the rate is a few data points that you need. You don't need a whole story,
Yep.
you know? Boom, I want to speak it to it or type it, text it, email it, and boom, something that could integrate with my email and
Yep.
like pull data out of it and be like, hey, it looks like you have an email from a manager out this. It looks like they may need you to do X, Y, boom, boom, boom. Would you like
Yep.
me to set this up? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Feed in outside reports to create viable uploads based on it's kind of the same thing I was saying. Monitor for tax and compliance issues.
Mhm.
What? Overtime daily, overtime under a certain age and a certain hours in a day and 7 days and the 8 days and all these states that have all these overtime variances. Like,
Mhm.
AI, constantly looking for it. And, even if it's not, well, whatever, I'm getting crazy. And then the last one I got is distribute reports for me securely. Like, I try to kind of look at I was thinking about the life cycle of a payroll process. And, at the end of it, I need to get reports out. Taxes, of course, need to be filed. Most good vendors kind of have that
Well,
good. But anyway, like, I can distribute my reports and like, okay, hey, all right, AI, payroll's done, send all the reports out to all the stakeholders that need them, blah, 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 whatever.
do it
In a
securely.
secure manner.
Yeah. Man, those are all good, great things. I think a lot of people will identify with those, but definitely feel like you touched on some of the things I have as well here. And, like AI for routine automation, those routine things, those low hanging fruit things that, you know, that take time for us, that will take seconds for
Mhm.
AI to do.
For
Like,
real.
like you were saying, auditing payroll and ensuring compliance with those wages and taxes, that'll free up HR and payroll pros to focus on more strategic things. So those different initiatives like enhancing overall productivity for their teams and stuff, right? Streamlined workflows. You kind of mentioned that too. You like I want AI to optimize my workflow, simplify and optimize it, right? So like maybe adding some automation to those bonus approval chains, those exception pays, send timely reminders for year end processes to
Mhm.
employees and my and the interdepartmental staff and cohort,
Yep.
right? And hopefully to reduce those bottlenecks and improve efficiency, right? I wanted to look at cost effective solutions for us, right? So maybe by optimizing the distribution of look at how paychecks and pay statements are distributed, right? And analyze shipping patterns and
Mhm.
suggest more economical methods, that may impact the bottom line in a positive way.
Mhm.
You kind of mentioned this too, data-driven insights, about how AI can incorporate analytics into payroll processes. right? And analyzing those data trends, and it can act. And I want my AI to offer actionable insights, and I want it to predict future payroll needs. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And helping
Ooh,
those,
that would be
you
nice.
know what I'm saying?
This time last year, you had a
Yeah,
spike in blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Yes.
Can we anticipate that this year as well?
We noticed that during this holiday,
Yep.
you still had a same amount of OT. Maybe you should look at this, whatever. See,
Yep.
you know, maybe what's going on. And I wanted to help out in strategic decision making. I want AI to enhance the employee experience, bro. I want the employee experience to be improved. I want it to be like, you know
Mm.
what I want? I want it to be like the employee feels like they dealt with a human that offered them top tier personalized support. You know what I'm saying? Like they got their answer, they did it quickly, and
Yep.
offered thorough, simple, easy to understand explanations of how to use and navigate employee self service, and the different options they have there, and make sure that employees have access to accurate information quickly. I
Mhm.
want AI. I feel like AI can give an answer way quicker. It'll be less of the, oh, let me get back to you, or go, let me check, or do
Yeah.
my research,
Yeah.
and I'll
That's
follow up
true.
with you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think that will enhance the employee experience, which we're so big on now. Predictive maintenance, right? I want AI to predict potential issues, like you were saying before they occur, right? So I want forecasting compliance, you know, and I want forecasting and identifying discrepancies in payroll data, and which allows us to be more proactive, because lots of times in payroll, there's a lot of reaction. It may not be our fault. Why
Mhm.
there's a reaction to something, but there's a
Yep.
lot of reaction because somebody didn't get a punch, and
Yeah.
somebody did submit a PTO approval or something like that, right? And that causes reaction. So hopefully we can stay.
Simple as
But
minimum wage updates just went through for 1/1/25,
mhm,
a bunch of states.
yep,
Why do I gotta do that manually?
mhm,
AI should know the compliance coming up,
yep,
double check against all the states and all and can reconfirm and implement update the rates for all impacted folks.
yeah,
And because I learned about do you know what? Well, I learned about compression this past year,
mhm.
and compression, for those of us like me who didn't know what that meant, is
Wage
just like
pressure.
this wage compression. I didn't know what that meant until this past year, where it's like, okay, minimum wage is going up in the state, but if there's somebody senior that's already at that rate, you got to bring them up,
Yeah.
because now, right, if they're always supposed to be over the other juniors,
Yes,
and
I've heard of that, but I the practice, but I never knew what the specific term was. Sorry for cutting you
that's
off
it.
there.
No, no, no. That's it. Yeah, that's wage compression.
Yeah.
And um like, do it for me, because I don't know what the formula is. Like, I don't know what right is wrong. Like, hey, if I'm making
Mm,
20 bucks an hour and everybody else is making 15,
I,
but now minimum wage got raised to 20,
so you would want
how much do I supposed to go up?
I would want
Or I
AI
guess the
to
same percentage that I was already over everybody
yeah, I would
increase
want AI.
me.
So you say you wanted to predict or
I
suggest that. You wanted to
no,
suggest that?
I wanted to do it with my approval.
Okay.
Like, I
Okay.
wanted to say in December, hey, in 1 month, or actually like all year long, as soon as the legislation is changing state by state, it should be prompting me.
So
1/1, these states are gonna have minimum wage increase. When do you wanna should I blah 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 whatever.
on top of that, I would want AI to look at cost of living with, like you said, with your approval,
Right.
right? And factor that in as well. So they have the option like, hey, with cost of living and the other factors that you mentioned, maybe the percentage of increase should be this. Without cost of living, maybe it should be this.
Yes, great call out.
What are you gonna say?
Well, that requires leadership approval, whereas
Of
minimum
course.
wage does not. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Minimum
that's
wage
true.
is a
True.
compliant thing that they have to
True.
abide by. The cost of living is like, but you're right. It should say, hey, do we want to make cost of living adjustments? Blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
That should be something. But that's a great call out. You can teach it to do that. Like,
Mhm.
hey, give me a cost of living report across the whole company's
Yeah.
geographic, blah, blah, blah. And then you can shoot that to leadership like,
Yeah.
boom, guess what? This is how we're looking.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go to my last one here. I want AI to kind of be not self-governing, but I don't know if correcting is the word I'm looking for, but self-checking, right? To the point, like it's almost ethical. Like, so it'd be like, hey, are you sure that you're okay with me doing this? Because you allowing me to do this creates a loophole here, or you might lose some oversight here
I
if
like that.
doing this. So I would want I want AI to have the kind of ethical part of it too built into it. Or you said maybe it learned that we teach it that, saying, hey, I don't want you to operate in such a silo that I don't know what you're doing.
Oh,
You
hell no. No, no, no.
right?
This all got to be transparent
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah,
you know, yeah, you got to give me a change report every day or
yeah,
but it's like how you set it up, right? It
yeah,
should
yeah.
be, I don't make any changes without my approval, my voice command,
Okay.
and then it could be multiple, right? What is it? Multi-factor
Yes.
authentication
So even
could
if
be,
they have
hey,
your voice, they have
right.
the way you get a text message to your
You need
phone.
voice, you need text, you need 3 people to approve the action.
Scan.
You need yeah, no doubt.
It might be
No
even more
doubt.
than yeah.
Yeah. All these things and then or I mean, I'm sure look, some companies may be mavericks in the whole thing and be like, "Yeah, just go ahead. I know what the logic is. I've already set it to do things and it's going to just do it based on what I say."
Yeah.
And give me an audit trail after the fact. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But all those things. The ethical thing is probably gonna get an override because business ethics is an oxymoron. But yeah, folks, and I'm sure there's so many things we missed, but hopefully it gets the juices going and people can chime in and let
Mhm.
us know what else you think
I want AI to
payroll,
tell me, give me affirmations every day. You're a great processor. You look so lovely.
some payroll affirmations to
Well,
start the day. But yeah, so let's see. We got a few questions, a few thoughts of things, and I asked, how long do you think it's gonna take before AI replaces the payroll department?
I don't I don't I don't think it's going to fully replace the payroll department. I think it's going to transform it. I don't think it's fully going to replace it. Yes, is it going to maybe shift the amount of people and how things are done? Sure. But I think that people and AI, in regards of, in terms of payroll, will always be connected in some way. I think there's always going to be somebody. Now, your expertise, the payroll job, the payroll career may look completely different in a couple of years, right? In 20 years, it may look completely different.
Well, that's my question. How long do you think it's gonna take for all that?
Well, I mean, that's not the question thing.
This is
That
how long do you think it's gonna take for AI to replace the payroll department?
well, that's
You're saying, but no, how
that's
long? Whatever your
that.
vision of it is, how long do you think that's gonna take?
Oh, okay, okay. I think that's going to be 10 years.
So
10 years.
that's about.
10 years.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna take longer, but the faster this moves, I'm gonna. Like I said it on the last show, 5 to 10 years. Yeah, and I do think it's gonna replace the payroll department. I think it's gonna.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna leave one person standing.
So you think that there's going to be people with just the title of payroll manager, and they're just
Payroll
going to
pilot.
manage the process. Payroll
Yep,
pilot.
yep.
Pilot.
A payroll. You can still call him payroll manager direct, but it'll be a party of one.
Yeah, but maybe we'll see. We'll
I
see.
think that I mean that's maybe uncomfortable to digest for some,
Yeah.
but that is gonna, and I think the quicker people get around that, the better they will evolve in the next 5 to 10 years.
I think you're going to see a lot more people maybe doing payroll gig work might become a thing, and doing one-off things for them, like for companies themselves and stuff like that. And I'll process your payroll for your company. By myself, I have all the resources and this and that. I have a server, and you may see something like that. And who knows? It's gonna change the game. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're gonna see.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a
For
bonus
sure.
question for you before we end the show. With all the anticipation surrounding AI and its impact, Brian, would it be wise for us to expect some letdowns and what it can do?
Yes, but the letdowns are gonna be because of human limitations.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's gonna be human comfort level that is
Oh,
gonna be the letdown. Yep.
so you're saying that if there's any pushback or letdowns, it's going to be from us
Because
not being willing to adjust or adapt.
allow, allow.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the gatekeepers are gonna, the business. I think some companies are gonna be more into AI than others, right? So it's like
Oh,
people are gonna be like, "Oh,
absolutely.
I want to go work over there," because they've fully embraced it, as
Yeah.
opposed to it's gonna be automation. Think about automation, right? It's you know, some companies have great automation, some don't. You know, some folks don't have share drives, and like little things that and I think it's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna be limited because of the human piece of it.
Yeah. So there's a stat out there that says and it might be people that are owning the business, right? So this
Yeah.
is already about a year ago, but it said that over 51% of the businesses in the United States are owned by baby boomers.
Mm,
So
yeah, that's gotta
as of
change.
February 2020, yeah, I know it's going to change. So as businesses get bought and more people come out and stuff like that, there's going to be more people that are leaning more towards technology and AI more
Yeah,
so. I'm not saying that the baby
but
boomers
look,
won't do that, but
again, it's gonna follow this formula of crossing the chasm
mm,
with the innovators, first time movers, laggards. I missed probably a few in there, but it all follows that formula of how quickly people will adjust to the automation, the technology of things, right? I'm gonna fully embrace AI, whereas somebody else might be like, I'm not comfortable with doing all that, and no, I still want to run my reports and do my VLOOKUPs and da 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 da. And yeah,
yeah,
go for that, do that, you do that. I'll be 20 miles ahead of you at that point, and you stay there.
okay.
So
You know, my process,
yeah, I'll be chilling, looking at my monitor because I'm gonna tell AI to keep me updated, like reading the news. I'm gonna be,
okay.
"Oh, okay, yeah, no, it's doing some audits for me right now. Oh, wait, crap. Let me flag that one for later because oh crap, he's got a level 5 red level."
Man,
Oh, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It's gonna be
right,
a conversation that you're having with your system.
yeah, yeah,
That's the place that it's gotta get to. I
yeah,
wanna have a conversation. I want that thing to text me like, "Yo, you need to read this report." You know what I mean?
okay,
You need to look at my results for this audit because shit is looking messed up. You know what I mean? OT is crazy. You need to tell the leaders quickly. Can
yeah,
I send this report to the leaders because shit is falling? You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's how it's going to be, but not all are gonna embrace it to that extent.
Wow. Okay, man, so good stuff, bro.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Like always. And hit us up on LinkedIn. Let us know what you all think, right? Will what we'll do. And you know what? If you're game, let's start the games. The first person that reaches out to me or Walt on LinkedIn and gives us what they think AI will do, something that we did not say in today's show, $25 Amazon gift card to you.
Okay.
Reach out to us. The first person that reached out to me or Walt on LinkedIn via DM, or I guess you could post it somewhere, or even on the company, the company LinkedIn page, wherever we see it and we acknowledge it. The first person,
Yep.
$25 Amazon gift card.
All right.
So, yeah, check us out. We love you. Peace.
It's
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok.
Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.